Alright, here we are again, testing a new piece of hardware, this time playing with the Zelda Ocarina of Time randomizer, using a real Nintendo 64 and a somewhat real cartridge. So, I figured out how to get the nice rupee sound here. All of the items in the game are randomized. All of the sound effects are randomized. Hopefully we don't get any particularly egregious ones. Looks like everything... Oh, we're starting with the... What is that? The Zora Sapphire? Why am I starting with one at all? Probably because normally you start with that one, but only after you go adult. We have a nice flesh-colored shirt. Exciting. Sure, let's do it again. Alright. I have a tracker pulled up here, so I should not get stuck. Although I don't plan on relying on it for anything more than remembering where grottos are and that kind of thing, because I am, again, not a professional. This should be completely doable by anybody who has played the original game. That's the intention on these nice normal settings. All it does is shuffle the items to give you a different experience for playing the game. You know, so it's not just Zelda either. There's a lot of randomizers out there. If there's a game you like, but you're a little bored of it because you've played it too many times, maybe look into seeing if there's a randomizer or any other ROM hack. Goron bracelet. Okay. That means we could potentially... What does that give us? We don't have a sword. Ooh, let's go ahead and check off that I got the power bracelet, which is the symbol right there. There we go. Alright. Good, at least that's working on the first try. Okay, so... I have beaten the randomizer twice, I think. I've watched them way more than I have played them. So some of the things I remember. And some of them we're going to find out which settings I have. Alright. Bomb bag. That's not supposed to be there. 145 rupees means we also need to get a wallet before we can get it. Blue Fire and Goron Tunic are potentially useful, but not at that price. So, the last time I did this, I made sure to put the sword somewhere I could get it. Because without the sword, it's kind of hard to do anything if you're not good at it. I think there's a couple of treasure chests that I can get at just climbing up to them. Suppose I should check off that I picked up what would have been the sword. Not that familiar with the tracker. Is that what you do? Oh. So this is why we have... we're going up. So you can tell that I'm not experienced because I completely forgot that there are 4 very obvious chests at the start of this game. Just in a house. And this is the game telling me I'm an idiot. we are now stuck. So, doop, doop, doop. Save and quit. I could have just died, and it would have taken me back, but... Alright. Turning around, leaving. Going to go get the 4 very obvious checks. Just glancing at the map here. So there's... If you're interested in running this, there is a tracker you can download called Emo Tracker. And not only does it let you keep track of the things that you have picked up, but it also comes with the option for this big old map that... Ooh, wrong house. Big old map, and it'll light up green whenever there's something you could potentially go get. So it's really hard to get stuck as long as you're checking things off as you get them. Still wrong house. I had not intended on using it for anything other than checking items off, but it is already just glancing at it. Whoops-a-daisy, forgot the obvious thing everybody starts the game at. I think there's only 4 of those in the game, and we found half. Big chest means it's a good item. We got the bow. Oof. And an egg. Why do I need the egg? I don't need the egg. We got the bow. The bow is one of the biggest, most key items in the game. It makes me think we should just immediately go to the adult side of the game. I think we definitely leave the forest. Because I think even Goron City, I think you have to pick the bombs up from the other side, so... Okay. Do we have boss keys marked on this thing? I didn't realize I was looking for keys. Don't know how to mark keys. Alright, well. Awkward. We still have a lot of green on the map that I can see. Ones that I already know is there's a piece of heart that's normally in the back of the ranch. It's a nice easy one to just walk over and get. A couple things in the market and stuff. There's just a lot of things you... It's surprising how much of this game you can play, even though it's like a sort of Dungeons and Dragons-y fantasy thing. I am literally a child with no weaponry. Like that bow I picked up, if you're not familiar with this game, which would be amazing if you are anyone other than like a family member watching this. There is a child side of the game, and then they lock you into a Doctor Who style time vortex thing, and then you're a teenager for the rest of the game. But you can go back and forth between them. Hence, Ocarina of Time being the game title. Are you really? That scream is going to be... I think that's the horse. I think the horse is just this weird scream. Alright. I don't know how to do the trick, so we're just going to do it the real way. Push a bunch of boxes out of the way. And there's a free item inside. Free item inside. Hello. There we go. The blue button is a context button. Ooh. Okay. So we have another adult item. That is the next level of strength. Does not increase damage, but instead lets us pick up heavy things, of which there's 4 or 5 in the whole game. It's not that exciting, but it is needed. So that bow gives me... The bow means we have a weapon. Because I don't know if we get the Master Sword by default when we go to adult. Not having the sword as a kid kind of sucks because you can't really reasonably do the 3 dungeons as a kid without the sword. It's just super hard. For, you know, not professional. Let's go ahead and mark off that we grabbed that. And we're going to go south. Because there's very little reason not to grab just all of the open freebies. There is a treasure chest in a grotto, just sitting out here, which I never even found as a kid. No idea it was there. I think normally it just has a couple rupees in it, so nobody really ever goes there outside of Randomizer. But this is why you use the tracker. The first time I tried the Randomizer, it was a pain in the butt because of all of these little weird spots that you never actually looked for. Somewhere... See the hole. It's funny, it's not even a closed off hole. It's just a hole. With a boss key in it. Alright. 2 boss keys down. I really hope I didn't shuffle the small keys. I didn't mean to do they call it key sanity. That would be awful. I could do... yeah, let's go. This early, you just kind of do everything. Let's go fishing. I need 1 more rupee, I think. So there's quite a few. I think I was saying earlier, it's amazing how much, for being a child with no weapons, there's quite a bit of this game that you can just go do. There's just lots of stuff. And it's more it's optimizing the order that you do things, so you're doing more of the they call it the density of checks. So you're getting the things that have 4 or 5 things all in the same spot, so you make faster progress, and leaving things like fishing for last, because it takes time and it's only one item. But this early on, I don't really have that much stuff, so I knew that too. I said I needed one more rupee. Wouldn't even give me the rupee on the rock. I gotta go find one somewhere else. Money typically doesn't matter. Except at first. Just looking for one random misplaced penny. Just... Really? There was more money available than in the starting time. I just didn't bother. That's my bad. In the normal game, the vanilla game, you have to go get money at the very start to buy the shield, but since the randomizer doesn't want to have to give you the items in the same order, they move a lot of those invisible walls, so you can go do a lot more stuff in whatever order you want. Alright. If we're lucky, the randomizer changed the fishing so that it's more automatic. I've heard that sometimes the randomizers will make like every fish count, and by every fish... Oh, there's some fish. I'm gonna say this. Did not appear to be any fish at first. One little fish. I don't actually remember if there's any strategy to this, or if it's just pull. Here, fishy, fishy. Alright, so we're going to be 6, I think is what the guy said. I think the fishing is rigged, so you automatically win. Let's see if I get an item. Wow. Okay. I'm glad I didn't save that for last. Okay. don't understand all the symbols on the tractor, but the important thing is we have the light arrows. Those are one of the, like, required to beat the game items. They're also ridiculously overpowered. Because you're not supposed to get them until the very, 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 very end of the game. I can't use them yet, because I don't have magic power, but... it is interesting. Very interesting. We're gonna go get 2 easy things. What is this? So usually you can kind of read the scene. That's eventually what you need to do. To not, you know... The goal is not to go and 100% the game. The goal is to go to the areas you think the game put the items. Because anybody could just 100% the game. By just literally going to every single thing in the game. Every single time. That's not what you want to do. Right now, this is giving me the bow and the light arrows, which is really tipping me towards going to adult. Like maybe Forest Temple, because you have to have the bow to really beat Forest Temple. Maybe Hookshot too, but bow is a big one. Alright, well we got some money. It should be... Is it above me or is it over there? Back up from... Or do I gotta walk around? I think I gotta walk around. That sucks, but whatever. Don't quite have the... I don't have the emulator to save myself up there whenever it's magical. Have to actually do everything the vanilla way. Vanilla-ish. But this is a real Nintendo 64. I don't have any built-in advantages. We just scrambled the items and then whatever other quality of life things they added. Like not having to listen to the owls. That literally take like 3 minutes each, and then you accidentally mash the button and have to listen to it twice. There should be no cutscenes. Go all the way back up there, and then we'll do it again. Because there's an item just sitting there. And fishing was light arrows. We haven't actually opened up any dungeons at all. We can't actually do any of the game's combat yet. We're just running around and taking everything that's not nailed down. In true Dungeons & Dragons fashion. How well would this game work if you tried to translate it into 5th edition? Most of the enemies go down in like 3 hits. But that's how Dungeons and Dragons work these days anyway. I don't think the volume of enemies would work well, but most of the memorable encounters could just be one encounter. You don't have to put every single bad guy in every single room. You would lose a bit of the charm of the exploring, though. Part of what makes it great is it's like this open world thing. Maybe that's why you can run around as the child and still get stuff done. Dungeons and Dragons, there's no way somebody would go... What's this bit? 20 minutes? There's no way you'd go 20 minutes without a sword. Alright, interruptions aside. Wow. Going out of your way for a whole lot of nothing. Is there a way to check off how many ice traps we found? Because unless it added more, that's 3? There's no way we found... There's only like 4 in the game. There's no way we found 3 out of 4 without it being... without them having added. We can go look at this item. Can't get it yet. We can look at it. What are you? Kind of looks like one of the tunics, if it's also an ugly brown color. Tunics are nice, but they're not integral because you can usually buy them. So, you usually find it for free before you need it, if you even need it. One of them gives you heat resistance, one of them gives you water breathing, but both of them you can get away with not having them for a long time. I forgot there's also hints in this game. If I find a gossip stone, I should talk to it because it'll give me a hint. Alright, I think we're on our way to the market now. Which is where most actual speedrunners of this would have already been there. They wouldn't have gone to fishing. They might not go to fishing for a long time. Child fishing? That's not a high priority. Although I guess if you auto-win on the first try, then they probably do step in there just when they happen to be there. But we're still fishing for items. There's quite a few things we could dig around for between the 2 villages. I can't do any sculptulas. Yeah, the game has spoken. daylight approaches. Comes the drawbridge. Go say hi to the worst guard in the world. Literally gonna stand in here and just watch me, you know, destroy everything. Very, very carefully. Pretend I can throw this spider. That one was pretty good. Take this. I think the game maxes out at 50 out of the 100. Like the 100. There's 100 of those in the game. Nobody likes collecting them, so. I'm gonna go turn in my only item. How good am I at throwing rocks? I've only got, what, 3 rocks? So close to. I think I'm too far. Could be there later. That's where you need it. That's how you know I'm playing on a real N64. Alright, so we're gonna get the Nocturne Shadow for free. Alright, now for a little breaking and entering. I don't remember there being a lantern. Am I supposed to do this at night? I don't think so. Must have just cut the corner a little too fine. A hint. Come to me this hint. Stone of Agony at Desert Colossus. Well, I would say the Stone of Agony. Most of the time it doesn't work. You have to have a... Back in the day you had to have the Rumble Pack for the N64 for that item to even work. So that item is completely useless. Anything it could have told you, you can either look it up or find it in another. But in the randomizer, I do believe that the logic says that you are only supposed to go digging in those holes that you can't find otherwise. I don't think so. there is an option in the randomizer to skip the little guard section. Which means you also don't have to wait for daytime. Anyway, Stone of Agony. You don't actually... So you... What it does is it lets you find all the little hidden holes that you bomb open. And sometimes there's a treasure chest inside. And if you don't have the Stone of Agony, the game... The logic says you don't have to go in those. You still do. You absolutely still do, because you can get things early. Because they're just right there. I want it to be daytime. It's almost daytime. Come on. There we go. Daytime. We got Zelda's letter, which is funny because that's the way you normally would get it. So that means we can go up to Goron City. We do have the power bracelet already. Bring in the chickens. Get the chicken. Come on, chicken. A lot of people turn down the number of chickens required because once you've done this once, it's like, how many times do you really need to go and collect the chickens? If you know how to do it, you know how to do it. Just don't step in that hole. So, up we go, grab this chicken. Could you imagine trying to get the chicken touching minigame into 5th edition? I mean, the problem is it just devolves into, alright, everybody make a perception check to find the chicken. Because the scavenger hunt part of it doesn't really work well. Like, as the dungeon master, you'd have to say, okay, there's 2 crates over there, and then the players would say, okay, we checked the crates. Like, the dungeon master has to describe literally everything, and it's a waste of time to sit there. Be like, alright, there's 17 crates. We check all of them. Okay, well, you check number 1, 2, 3, no, all of them. So hiding a chicken in a crate. The only way I can see it working is if the chickens were not hidden, but they were in awkward places. You know what I got one short one. You'd have to do something like, there's a chicken on a rooftop. How do you get it down without spooking it? But then, like, why Why do you care? Why do you care if you spook the chicken? There's no consequences. It's like we have to get the chicken without. I don't know. You could workshop it, but it's like getting a cat out of a tree. No matter how fancy of a solution you think of, it still comes down to just roll the dice. Bigger also. Okay. Okay. I can work with that. That gives us a sword as adult and the bow. We're gonna be stacked. I saw somebody do a trick once where they literally just walked into this loading zone without actually going in there. But I can go look. There's an item, normally a piece of heart. But you can walk in the house and see what it is. So we're going to. Because if it's rupees, I'm going to check it off the list and never come back. It's not rupees. Piece of heart. Do not care about piece of heart. Now that we walked in and out of the building, all the chickens have reset. She will give me rupees if I catch them all again. Don't need rupees, because we're going to get a whole bunch of rupees in chests. What I do need is whatever's in this hole in the ground I avoided earlier. Which I never realized was difficult. It's a little one. I was always so... Oh, our container. I was always afraid of this hole as a kid because I was so afraid. I was so afraid of messing up my chickens and having to do the chickens over again. Yeah, you open. I need to check the shops. I forgot the shop itself. This town doesn't have a shop yet. Can I check the number of hearts I have on this thing? I don't... Oh, here, we got a song. What song did we get? Requiem of Spirit. Boop. We have one Skulltula. I don't see hearts. Hearts don't really matter. Why is there a Triforce? Weird. We do have the letter, though. Letter. It's progressive. You always get the letter. Of course. Okay. So that's why it's vanilla. It's because it's supposed to be there. How do I tell it my freebie? Don't know. So. Bum, 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 bum. Crossing things off the list. Okay, so there's 2 checks in the graveyard. If I do the annoying Dompe's digging game thing and the grave robbing, which I feel like I should probably do. Or we could go up the mountain. Kinda want to go back to Hyrule Castle though, because I forgot to look at the shop. We need it to be nighttime. So if we need it to be nighttime, and I have to be nighttime in the town. Another thing the professionals do. They actually pay attention to time of day. Is it worth it to even scrape up what's left of these? Like, what's this say? The tracker seems to be under the impression that I have the Ocarina, and I do not. To the shop. Who knows? Maybe they have a child-sized sword for 76 rupees or less. Iron boots, yep. The bomb bag. There's no good way to take notes of this thing, is there? The bomb bag was in the forge shop. Iron boots are in the town. Potion shop has nothing of note. There's some stones right here. Number 1. The shadow trial was dispelled by Sheik. $30 Skulltulas' hook shot. Alright. Hook shots are Skulltulas are on the menu. We know 40 is an ice trap. There's something important in Hyrule Field, which it's a little too big to be important. Ice Cavern hoards the Ocarina. Wow. Those are some good hints. 30 Skulltulas' hook shot is an amazing hint. Like legit. Oh, I forgot to turn in the letter. By the power of video editing, it shall now be nighttime.